What's up everyone, it's Austin Rutherford and thank you for being here today. Today I'm talking about one of my favorite strategies, the BRRRR method. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. How I've been able to build an over $15 million rental portfolio using none of my own money. So I'm gonna break it down top to bottom to you here today so you know exactly how to do it as well. So what's the first step of the BRRRR method? B stands for buy. So you need to go out there and you need to buy a property, but you need to know how to run the numbers, which is what we're gonna cover right here, how to accurately run those numbers. So let's go out there. Let's say you go out there and you buy a property for $200,000. Now this can be a duplex, a triplex, a quad unit, 2, 3, 4 units, whatever it is. But the property you purchase for $200,000. Now you do this by using other people's money to buy that property. So these people are called private money lenders. They will fund 100% of your deal. No, you don't need experience. No, you don't need education. No, you don't need good credit scores. No, you don't need money. They will fund 100% of the deal. And if you want to learn exactly how to do private money lending step by step, there is a video up here to the right. Check that out, but watch this video first and then go back and reference the private money lending video so you can put the BRRRR strategy together using private money lenders. Then you can go out there and do that as well. So first step is buying the house, let's say for $200,000, using other people's money. The second step, then you need to renovate this property. Let's say that the renovation is going to cost $50,000. So you're buying it for $200,000, you're renovating it for $50,000. So you need to borrow $250,000 from a private money lender to fund this entire deal top to bottom. A lot of people think you need to come in, you need to bring your own 250 grand, or maybe you need to bring your own 50 grand and then they'll fund 200 grand. No, you can raise private money from a private money lender for the entire purchase and the entire rehab of this deal. So you go out there and you raise $250,000 to purchase this property and then to do the renovation on this property. Then you gotta go out and you gotta hire contractors, you gotta manage the contractors, put together scopes of work, draw schedules, all those other things. But this is the beginning of the BRRRR method. Buy, renovate, and then step number 3, you need to go out there and you need to rent the property. So let's say this property rents for $4,500 a month. It's a duplex, and each side rents for $2,250 per month. So once you have this at this point, you have a stabilized asset. The property is fully renovated. You bought it at a discount because it needed a lot of work, and that's how you got this discounted price. And then you went in and you did the renovation and you stabilized the property. Now it's performing, it's a performing asset, bringing in $4,500 per month. Then what's the next step? Then you need to take that property to a bank and refinance the property. So when you go to refinance these properties, usually the bank will give you a 75% LTV, loan to value. So that means that once this property is fully renovated, the property is now worth, let's say, $400,000. The ARV, the after repaired value, is now $400,000. So then when you take it to a bank to refinance it at a 75% loan to value, they're going to give you $300,000 back once you refinance the property, because 75% of 400 grand is $300,000. So we got to make sure these numbers work, and then I'll give you the last step of the BRRRR method, the last R that's part of this. But here's the numbers. I'm gonna flip the page. I'm gonna break down the numbers top to bottom so you can see how this actually works and how you do it using none of your own money. So first we need to take a step back and see how much we're all into this property for. So if you remember, we purchased this for 200 grand, we renovated it for 50 grand, and we borrowed private money from a private money lender to fund this deal. So we borrowed $250,000. And then let's say that we agreed to pay that private money lender 12% interest. So if you break that down, you do $250,000 times 12% divided by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, which means that your monthly interest cost payable to that lender is $2,500 per month. And then your holding costs, like your utilities, your taxes, your insurance, things of that nature, are, let's say, $1,500 per month. So how long is it going to take you to buy, renovate, rent, and then refinance this property? Let's say it takes you 6 months to do this. So you have the 250 grand plus 6 months of this, which is $4,000 per month at 6 months, which is another $24,000 on top of the $250,000, which means that you're all into this property for $274,000. And remember, the bank is going to refinance you and pay you $300,000 on the refinance. So when you go to closing on the refinance, there's gonna be a few more closing costs. So call it another $10,000. So after we add in the closing costs of 10 grand, we're everything into this property for $284,000. The bank gives us back $300,000, meaning that we take that 300 grand that the bank gave us back and we pay off our lender for the purchase, our lender for the rehab, all of our interest, all of our holding costs, all of our closing costs, 6 months of holding costs, which leaves us paying back $284,000, which means we get $300,000, we pay $284,000, which means that we get back $16,000 at closing on the refinance of this property. So us buying this deal, renovating this deal, renting this deal, refinancing this deal, using all other people's money, we now still own this property and we get paid $16,000 to own the property. It's crazy. There's one more step to this. The last thing you got to understand on this is you need to know your expenses versus your income/profit. So once you refinance this with a long-term lender, you're gonna have to pay your monthly mortgage payment, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So all your principal and interest that you pay back to the bank, all the property taxes that you pay to the city, and all the insurance that you pay to your insurance provider, what is that monthly expense? So for this example, let's say you're paying back $3,000 per month in your monthly mortgage payment. But remember, we had this rented out for $4,500 per month, $2,250 per unit on a duplex. So we're bringing in $4,500 a month of income. So if you take our total monthly income of $4,500 per month, subtract your monthly mortgage expenses of $3,000 per month, what does that leave you with? That means you're gonna be making $1,500 a month in profit. Now you might be sitting there and asking, well, what happens if a tenant destroys the property? Or what happens if one of the units go vacant? That's all very realistic possibilities using this strategy. So what I would recommend, don't go out and blow your $1,500 a month every month on whatever it is that you do. Spend maybe $500 a month and then keep $1,000 a month in reserves. So 6 months in, you'll have $6,000 saved. So if a unit goes vacant, which is $2,250 a month, you have 6 grand of savings to be able to cover that payment and to be able to make this monthly mortgage payment of $3,000. So the thing where people screw up is they go out and then spend every single penny that they make. And then when something bad happens, which at some point inevitably it will, they don't have any money to spend. So don't go out and blow all this, save it. So then when something bad does happen, you then have the money to pay it back. So if we rewind this all the way back to the beginning, remember we have buy it, renovate it, rent it, refinance, pay off everybody that's on this property, pay them all off, and then we have $4,500 a month of income, $3,000 a month of expenses. What is the last R? So keep in mind, we just went through this. We showed you exactly how you can get all this entire deal using none of your own money, and then at the end of the day, refinancing it using none of your own money, and then making $1,500 a month in positive cash flow, all using none of your own money. So what's the last R? And the last R is to repeat this as much as possible. What if I told you you could get a free house, make money every month, never have to use any of your own money? How many times would you do it? As much as possible. That's what I've been able to do to build my almost 100 unit rental portfolio, valued at almost $15 million, all using none of my own money. And let's add one thing to this. This is the old BRRRR method. Let's add one more. The last R that I'm adding is reward. You gotta go out there after you save money every month from monthly income. You don't go out there and you blow it all. After you've done this as much as possible, after you've built a portfolio, after you've built it and put money back into the business, then you gotta go out there and you gotta reward yourself. This is why you do it. You do this to get monthly residual income, to make money without having to work, right? So then you need to go out there and you need to reward yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. Because if you do this too long without ever rewarding yourself, you're gonna get burned out. So after you do this time and time and time and time again, make sure you enjoy the fruits a little bit for yourself. So this is the game right here. And if you want this completely broken down, make sure you check out my book, Get Free Houses. This is exactly how you can go out there and you can get free houses all using none of your own money. So if you wanna grab a copy of this, hit the link in the description below, get yourself a copy. Also, make sure you check out this video up here on the right. It teaches you how to find and use private money lenders to fund your real estate deals just like this. So if you can smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, I'd greatly appreciate that. It helps me get out there and help more people. So smash the like button, drop any comments or questions you have below. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can get all this content going forward. As always, Appreciate you being here. See you on the next one.